Welcome to Bruins Overtime Live, presented by BuyAToyota.com. For offers not seen on TV, visit BuyAToyota.com. Billy, Barry, and Sophia here with you, breaking down this 3-2 loss to the Carolina Hurricanes by the Boston Bruins. Guys, they did come out to play, the Bruins, that is, in the third period to make it interesting, but ultimately Carolina getting it done. In regulation, too.
They did, and it was on a breakaway goal that Linus Ullmark, I think, thought that he had.
Yeah.
Right? You could see his disappointment
his reaction
when it trickled in the net. Martinook has been, Jordan Martinook, boy, you don't talk about a guy who just battles and battles and battles, and you brought up, what, six points in his last 6 now?
Yeah.
But the Bruins, for the most part, controlled that third period.
Yeah, they did. I thought they kind of, what we talked about it after the second period was they got a little bit of momentum late in the second off the power play, had a couple of good scoring opportunities. Up until that point, it had been all Carolina when it came to emotion and energy and intensity. And obviously, they made some adjustments. They probably had a little talk in there.
Little line tweakage.
Changed some lines around, and all of a sudden Marchand came out beginning of the third and dragged his team back into it again. And it felt like, okay, you're at least going to get a point out of this and see what happens. But
I don't say they got what they deserve, but there was a lot of reasons. You know, you're playing from behind. That's a tough way to do it.
Absolutely.
But this is a special team, and they kept, they came back, and the crowd was awesome. It was there. But, maybe you had that little thing like, hey, between the power play, the penalty kill, just the less intensity the first 2 periods, maybe they did, in the end, kind of, get what they deserve a little bit in that regard. I give them credit, though, for coming back, but credit's nice, but doesn't get you any points.
And a flurry of chances in the third period right before Martinook scored. The Bruins with many chances, but here's the goal we're talking about, the game winner.
Yeah, the Bruins are pushing. I mean, the place again, the crescendo, it's loud. You're on the forecheck. Jake gets it. The shot attempt by Marchand ends up going wide. And here, you're going to just see it's just a Karen back, and then Martinook goes on the breakaway. He doesn't hesitate, Barry. I like this play, meaning when he doesn't hesitate at all, he doesn't try and dust it off. There's a good save. Here, Burns looks for the outlet. Teravainen right there moves it up, and then the quick shot ends up getting through, and Ullmark just can't believe it. Can't believe that it ends up getting through the 5-hole.
No, he thought he squeezed it right there. He thought he had it, but what a great play by Burns just before he throws it off the wall, Billy. You can see him look, and they're trying to stretch. They know the Bruins defense are pushing up. They're trying to get involved in the play. Burns banks it off. Now all of a sudden they had a 3-on-2 in the neutral zone with a couple of good passes to put Martinook in all alone by himself.
That actually went just below the arm. Right in there. Yeah, not the 5-hole.
Yeah, he probably felt a piece of it, which is why.
No, he did. Yeah. He did. He absolutely. You could tell by the way he reacted.
And by the way, it went in slowly. Well, you mentioned Barry, Brad Marchand dragging his team into this one in the third period, opening up the scoring of the third with his first goal.
Yeah, and Billy, we talked about changing some lines, getting some momentum here. You had Marchand with Coyle and Frederick. And Frederick had a great period as well, winning some battles down low. They came out right off the bat, got the puck in deep, won some one-on-one battles. Great job by Lindholm keeping that in. That wasn't easy. They get a little bit of a break. It kind of hangs there, and Frederick makes a nice poke check pass over to my man Marchand.
Yeah, and here you go. You got two guys below the line. There's the good play you're talking about. Lindholm keeping it, using his body. Frederick's going to support. Here comes Marchand below. As I like to say, he goes stealth. He goes below the net, and it's hard now for the defender, for Shea, to say, where is he? So he's looking. All right, now he doesn't feel him, and then Marchand's going to spin away. He's going to go back. You don't see him coming up, but right there, good body positioning, and there goes Marchand, gets away from Aho. And just a great way to start the third period. The place erupts. Marchand says, you know what? I did this to you before, Spencer Martin. I'm getting ready to try and do it again if I can.
That's what I kept thinking. I was like, what would the chances be if he had a natural hat trick in back-to-back games versus that goaltender for different teams, too?
Well, were you going to call Sammy to see what some odds were there?
I was thinking if it happened, I was buying a lottery ticket and I was going to eat grapes every game. I was thinking
if that happened, Mrs. Martin, who is here, would never come back into this building again.
That's true.
And Spencer might never either.
Yeah, Marshy would be in his nightmares. Well, he did almost, he could have had that natural because he had this second goal, the only two Bruins goals of this game. Here's the second goal, guys.
Yeah, 6 minutes later, roughly. Good job here. The Bruins win the face-off. Don't get control, but boy, this is a good given goal here with Coyle and Frederick. All of a sudden, Coyle goes to the net. He gets a good pass from Frederick, deflects it, and there's Marchand following it up. But right off the bat, they have a set play, Billy, but it didn't work.
Yeah, they love these set plays off the face-off with the defenseman movement, and then they use the short pass to exit the zone. But it ends up working. talking out perfectly. Off the left pad of Martin is that initial, we'll call it shot pass. It's more of an area play by Frederick. Maybe the low look will show you better here, folks. This pad, this puck off pad is going to go right to Brad Marchand, but you got center drive. It opens up a little bit of the lane. Jarvis is puck watching and not picking the stick, and then Marchand, who has a stride on him, gets to the rebound, puts it in, and again, frenetic play. There's a nice little deflection by Coyle off the pad and then right over to Marchand.
So now with Spencer Martin and his wife and all the other wives, mothers here, excuse me, if he wasn't thinking on the first one,
he's thinking there.
He's thinking there, right?
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, big time.
Absolutely, with Brad Marchand. So check this out. Most career goals in Bruins history, Brad Marchand tied with Ray Bourque with 395, and Marchand with 23 on the season, 2 more than his total last year. He finished with 21. So let's flash it back to the last time Marchand saw Spencer Martin with the natural Hattie on December 3rd.
When he was still with Columbus. And by the way, he went from his Carolina mask back to his Columbus mask in this one. Maybe that was the problem. Maybe when he put his Columbus mask on, that's when Marchand said, hey, I remember what I did to you last time. I didn't see when he switched his mask, but he had a red and white mask on to begin the game. As he's, again, if you're just joining, Spencer Martin was brought in on waivers just a few days ago. Listen, Marchand was great against them that day. He dragged his team again into the fight in that third period and had the natural Hattie, and everybody's going, he owned him. He was absolutely all over the puck and rifling pucks past him.
All right, guys. Well, we have a lot more to talk about on Bruins Overtime Live. We're going to get dressing room reaction to the Bruins 3-2 loss tonight against the Carolina Hurricanes. Andy Brickley goes one-on-one with head coach Jim Montgomery after the break as well. And later on in Bruins postgame final, we're going to look back at a historic Tuesday night at the Garden with the first ever women's Beanpot in the building. Honestly, it was epic. You're not going to want to miss that.
I heard you were there.
I was. Vanessa was in the broadcast. In case you guys missed it, you'll love these highlights. Bruins Overtime.